Hi, this is Roger Smith, and this is a True Blue Lounge. Today, I have a guest for you, serial entrepreneur and Texas businessman and insurance company owner, Michael Johnson. Michael, how you doing, sir?
What's going on, Mr. Roger?
All right. Hey, man, I'm doing
About
good.
time, man. I was wondering, when you were gonna bring me on, and I was waiting my time patiently, brother, patiently.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. So, hey, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was insurance, and my first question to you is like, how does having adequate home insurance and renters insurance, how does it help people? What's it do for their finance and their total situation?
Well, I mean, naturally, I think that insurance, and it depends on. Some people think it's a scam. Some people think that it's necessity. It's all that stuff. You get different people, and here's the deal: don't have it. If it's a scam, don't have it. I know you don't like it because it's kind of required, and maybe sometimes some people may have had a bad experience with it, and they had a bad experience because they didn't know what was truly covered. They didn't ask the right questions. Let's be clear, and I get it. They said, "Listen, I come to you as the expert to kind of educate me on what I have or what it doesn't cover or what it does cover." Well, when you start, going after $19 and 99 cents insurance, and they talking about cheap, cheap, cheap. Well, guess what you're gonna get? Cheap. They don't care about you. They just care about the check. But if you get with a good company, get with a good agent, have them explain, take time. I think I said this, Raj, for your house, your car. I don't give a damn if that couch costs $50 or $50,000. It was hard earned. That dollar, it was hard earned. You care. I can't afford to lose the Xbox. I can't afford to lose my clothes. I can't afford to lose the shoes. I can't afford to lose the couch, the bed, everything else. I worked hard. I worked my tail off for that. So, protecting that is important, and being with the right company, right person to explain what's covered and what's not. Cheap is cheap. I don't give a damn what profession you're in. I'm not saying it's got to be overpriced. I get it. We got to be in the ballpark. You know what I'm saying? But you want to make sure you know what you have and what's covered, because when you do have that storm, when you do have that fire, when you do have like all the people in California, man, that's a problem, brother. You see what I'm saying? When you do have that, you're covered. You see what I'm saying? I bet you everybody in California, unfortunately, that may be going through this, I bet you they would have wished they would have paid that extra. That's it.
Yeah, yes, 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 yes.
Facts. Facts. And that's not hate. That's not, I'm just being 100. But anyway, that's what it is. So we want to make sure we protect it. Not that it's got to be expensive, but make sure it's in the ballpark.
What I've noticed as well, Mike, is there's a tendency of people when they rent, they feel as though they don't need to. It may be I may be in an apartment for 3 months.
Sure.
Let me not get any. What do you say to these people?
Well, the same thing I kind of said, man. It was hard earned, bro. I mean, the son's Xbox, you may have saved up check to check, week to week, every 2 weeks to get that, to afford that bed. I mean, though that furniture, that little 5 piece, 6 piece set we get at wherever, rooms to go. It was hard earned, brother. That was hard earned. We get paid by the hour or we get paid by the salary. Regardless, that is hard earned. So we need to protect that. It's hard to start over with zero, brother. It's hard to start over. That's what insurance ensures, that you don't start at zero. Now, in order to do that, you can't spend zero. You have to spend a little bit of money to protect your assets, to protect the things that you've worked you're hard for. That way, you don't start over. That's what insurance is. It's not a scam. You understand what I'm saying? I understand that there's been some scams. Well, you shouldn't have signed up for the scam. But the fact of the matter is, most of that is not a scam. You just got to know what you're buying. You got to make sure it's in place for you and the family.
How does bundling insurance help the common guy, the guy on the
Yeah.
street? What does it do for them?
That's a good question, man. Because I know we see all, Jake and Progressive and blah blah blah, Geico and Gecko and all this other stuff. We see that, and we're kind of like, why do they want to bundle? Let me be clear. Insurance is increasing tremendously. As a matter of fact, insurance has been one of the highest increased um, whatever, that we pay, monthly things that we pay, and we don't understand why. Well, the cost of everything has went up. I know we're tired of talking about inflation, but let's be clear. It exists in everything, from them eggs to them whatever. It exists. It exists in the home in the insurance space because the cost of wood, the cost of cars, the cost of getting stuff from China to America costs more. That's a fact. So unfortunately, that travels downhill since the beginning of time, and long after we gone off this damn earth, it's gonna keep traveling downhill. So just that's the way we live. But unfortunately, it's gotten more expensive. So State Farm and the rest are saying, hey, look, bundle this. We don't want your one car. We don't want that house by itself. We don't want just your rent. We want it all. Because if we're going to take that risk, we're going to take on the risk. We can kind of balance out that risk. One car by itself, we don't want it. They don't want it.
Right.
Nobody wants it. You see what I'm saying? So you don't understand why. They don't want it. They want everything. They say, hey, if you're going to come over here and play in this space because the risk is so high, we got to have everything. We got to have the auto. We got to have the home. You might put your life insurance or some little health disability with that. That's what they're talking about.
Cool. And my last question for you is, how does having comprehensive insurance contribute to like long-term financial stability and like peace of mind? You know.
Sure. It's a great question, Raj. I mean, I talked about a little bit when we first started about protecting what you've worked so hard for. We're planning, man. I told my team today, life insurance is connected with retirement planning. It's connected at the hip because, when we get into things like that, when we get into, we're all planning for tomorrow. We're all planning to retire. We want prosperity. We want peace. We want to get to that. How do we get there? We got to plan that out. One thing we can't afford is those bumps in the road. We can't afford, somebody coming in and they put a lien against your house. They sue you. Every other commercial on the radio is "I just got hit, the hammer." They begging your ass to call them, and so they can take on your case. You see what I'm saying? So they can sue you. You know what I'm saying? You got Roger. You got $500. I got $500. Somebody got $150. What we don't have is 150,000. We don't have 500,000 sitting over in the bank, and we sure in the hell don't have it so that we can hand it to somebody because we didn't hit on the brake and we were looking at text messages, or we were TikToking, or we was whatevering, Uber driving, or whatever. No, real talk. We don't have 150,000, and I got some damn money. I don't have 150,000 to throw at somebody. I don't have 500,000. So how do I get somebody else, aka State Farm, to pay that for me? Here, you pay them. What I'm gonna pay you in exchange is $300, $200, $150, $500, whatever it is. That's why you want to put that in place so we don't have that down the road, man. We got a plan. Stick to the plan, but that plan costs. That plan ain't cheap, Raj. You gotta pay to play. You understand what I mean? And I don't care where you live, Jamaica Queen. I don't care the Dallas, Texas. I don't care where you live. Europe. You know what I'm saying? Ghana. It don't matter. You have to pay to play. And I get it. I get it, y'all. I'm not hating. I'm not acting like that. I get it. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I struggle. I don't know if my grandmother paid her damn homeowners insurance. You hear me?
Right, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
real talk. Because I know we had some holes in that roof, and it was a raccoon in that damn thing.
Yep. Hey,
Facts.
another question I have to ask you is, how do you know what's a good amount of life insurance to have?
That's a good one. Here's and I really mean this, Raj. And this is an easy answer. And I get it. We can talk about how much maybe, but something beats nothing. I'll say that again. What's the exact number, Mike? 20 times salary is normally 5 times salary is where we start having conversations. But I'm gonna say this: something beats nothing. So if Big Mama, your mama, my dad, your son, your daughter, your cousin, your husband, your wife, your side chick, I don't give a damn what they are. Okay. Something beats nothing, meaning Hey, listen, if it's 50,000, 25,000. So when you do go to, unfortunately, bury, or, we take care of our family, that might be five, six, $7,000 to do such a thing. Now you got an additional 18,000 or 100,000 or 500,000 left over. Imagine what you can do. Death is inevitable. We were born to die. Now you know we all on the same journey, brother. Guaranteed. So that's 100% guaranteed.
Okay.
So my thing is, put a little something in place for your loved ones. That's planning for the future. Okay, so you don't get blindsided. So we not selling plates with fish and some coleslaw and spaghetti on it, trying to collect for to bury Big Mama. And don't send me talking about some. Hey, can you help me out? I care. I love. Not when we have all this knowledge that we know better. So do better. And that's not me talking down to people. That ain't me hating. That ain't me. That's facts, people. That's facts, Michael Johnson. That's facts, Roger Smith. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I just say something beats nothing. But just to get back to that from a technical standpoint, it's usually you want to get about 5 times your salary. They will say 20, but 5 times. Hey, Mike, I make $50,000 a year. You want about 250. The way I look at it is, I'm trying to get everybody in my book to 250,000 or 500,000 or a million, and you want to do it, Roger, when you're younger. Okay, it'll
Okay.
never be cheaper. What drives cheap life insurance is insurability and age.
Okay.
The younger you are, the cheaper it is. We know 18, 19, 20, 22 year old. Imagine if we got that when we were 20, 22. It costs pennies. Try to do it now at 55, it costs thousands. You see
Correct.
what I'm
Correct.
saying? So that's why I say that cost is associated. So my ask of everybody, or is put a little something in place. Put a little something in place. You can hit me up. Put a little something in place for you and your family, and it don't hurt to look.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It don't hurt to look.
Hey, another thing I wanted to talk to you about, and this is my last question, is
You good, brother?
it's about estate planning and writing a will. For
Mm-hmm.
someone who hasn't got a will written and is, a little bit apprehensive, how do you get them into an office or getting them downloading something to start having those difficult conversations that in your untimely passing, who looks after your children, what happens to what? How do
That's
you
a
start
great.
that conversation?
That's a great topic, and it's one that we don't like to talk about or visit because number one, our grandmothers, great grandfathers, some did. They used to buy plots of burial plots and stuff like that. They would do a little bit of that, and then it fell off, and now it's really falling off. And what's crazy about that, Raj, is that we sit here and spend all this damn time on TikTok and all these damn apps, Facebook, Instagram, and all this. And everybody educated, everybody got a damn podcast trying to talk. But yet we don't do research. Yet all that information is right there at the tip of your fingers. It's right there. And I say that to encourage people to spend a little bit of time. I ain't telling you to get off what you love to do, social media. I get on social media and do a little bit of it. But I also spend time watching Bloomberg. I also spend time watching, things that are educational. I also follow those that are talking about wealth building and things of that nature and estate planning and the importance of it and the lack thereof. We have that information. It's right there at the tip. You know what I'm saying? What it does for you, what it does for me, what it will do for you, is that it simplifies later on. So let me talk about that. People always talk about probate and what happens when Big Mama passes away. Well, if she doesn't have I like a will, still got to go through probate by the state. But more important than that, you want, and I'm not an estate planner like that. I don't have, I'm just simply saying what I've learned. And I would highly recommend that you get with an attorney or an estate planner and sit down with them. Most will give you a consultation. It's going to cost money to set up an estate. Okay. It's going to cost money to set up a will. That's okay. But it's going to save you tens of thousands because you're going to have to pay an attorney later on to fix it. say that again. Pay me now or pay me later. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? So if you look into it, it might cost you about, I got my will done. That was back in 2012. I paid about 1,100 bucks, okay, to get it done. That's for my kids. Anything happens, all my stuff goes to my trust. So my trust owns everything. So if, and this is educational, so just so everybody kind of get an idea. So if I get, I'm married or I'm getting married. And let's say that the one I talked to, I thought she was everything. She told me everything was beautiful and she loved me until the day she was going to push me in the wheelchair, you know, and she didn't. But she was coming after my money because she knew I made some money. Well, all that money is in the trust. Michael Johnson doesn't own it. The trust owns it. So can she touch it? Nope. Can somebody sue me if I slid on a piece of ice like it's snowing here today, and I hit somebody, and I unfortunately kill somebody or hurt somebody, and they sue me for everything I got? Do they sue a Michael Johnson? But they can't sue the trust. You see what I'm saying? So it's protected in there. That's what they do. That's
Right.
what, when I say they, I'm talking about Democrats, Republicans, Trump, Barack, so don't act like it's one sided. No, that's what they, meaning people with money, people that listen to this, that's what they protect their assets. They protect their future because they work their ass off to earn all that, Raj. So that's what a trust allows you to do. It allows you and your family to not go through a lot of that tape. And the state charges you. People charge you for all of that. They ain't doing it for free, and they don't care. Raj, I mean, you know me. They don't care that your granddaddy passed away. Let's be clear. I mean, and that's not, and I'm like, man, you don't, no, that's not what I'm saying. I get it. People don't care about your problems,
True.
but they gonna charge your ass for your problems.
Yep.
That's life, unfortunately. So understanding that, it helps you prepare, and then you're not going through all of that tape and issues when the time comes, because it's coming.
If someone's on a really, really low income,
Sure.
they hear insurance, they hear will and all that sort of stuff, and they think in their mind that it doesn't apply to them. But they don't realize that the first opportunity that they get to get some resources, the first thing they need to do is start protecting themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I get it. That's why, I mean, I'm sitting there keeping it. I consider myself to be an authentic, transparent individual, and I would say keeping it real, but I do understand the realness of economics. I do understand not having check to check, week to week, dunner to dunner. I get that. I've been there, done that, and that's why I respect it. But it's also why I challenge those that have the capabilities to educate themselves. So when I say you got information at the tip of your hand, we find ways to pay for that damn phone bill, which gives you the internet, and that internet gives you unlimited information.
Yep.
It's just not what you really want to look at. It's not exciting like looking at the chick with the BBL.
Yes, yes, yes.
Like, you're walking away from the damn camera every time. That's not as exciting. Yeah, it is. First of all, I don't give a damn about her. Go figure this out so we can go ahead and keep this thing moving so you can go get you one of her.
Right, right, right. I hear you.
No, I'm just keeping it. That's how people kind of operate. If that's what you want to do, that's what you do your thing. But you got to have your stuff in order. But if the money is tight, there's some things out there that you can do where you are currently. Where you are. It might be little stuff. And I tell people, even if it's $25 every 2 weeks, $50 for like a 401k, and your company is matching your 401k, you have to be a fool not to put that money in. I'm going to say that again. Your mama, your daddy, your grandmother, your godmama, your boyfriend, your whatever, they're not going to match you dollar for dollar up to a point like your company will. None of them will. So why wouldn't you do that? You put $50 in, the company says, I'll match that 50. They drop 50 in. Who else does that, Roger? Consistently. Now,
Yep.
somebody might lend you $40, give you $100, or they might give you 40, But the fact of the matter is that we got to take advantage of that, brother. We gotta know, control the controllables. $20, $50, every little bit counts. something beats nothing, Raj.
Yep. True.
You know? Yeah, because we'll find. Because I say this, we're gonna find $20.
Yeah.
We're gonna find $40 to go get that drink.
Yes. You know that. You know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, thank you for blessing my forum and coming on to talk about insurance. I really
Much love.
appreciate it. Hey, and I'm going to hit you up. Whenever a topic comes up, I'm going to be hitting you up. So once again, thanks, Michael.
Peace, brother.
All right, take care.